Apple is about to rewrite the ultra-thin phone playbook again. The iPhone Air 2 sounds like a direct answer to every loud complaint from the first model. A second camera, stereo sound, better efficiency, a new launch window. The details are stacking up fast, and they are fascinating. Starting with the 2025 iPhone Air. That phone was pure engineering flex. The body came in at just 5.5 millimeters. You held it and instantly felt the point. Thin, light, precise. The design trick was clever. The battery lived in the main slab. Then the top had that raised camera plateau. That bump did not just hold a lens. It carried the heavy stuff. Inside that plateau sat the A19 Pro and supporting parts. That layout helped the rest of the chassis stay insanely slim. It also helped with strength. The frame used titanium. The whole device felt stiff and confident. The screen was another highlight. You got a 6.5-inch panel with Pro Motion. Scrolling looked fluid. Animations felt sharp. Gaming looked wild on a body that thin. Now for the controversy. The iPhone Air landed at $999 in the United States. That put it in a tough spot, because the regular iPhone 17 existed right beside it. At $799, the base iPhone 17 looked like the value king. You got two rear cameras. You got wide and ultra-wide coverage. You also got a slightly larger battery. For many buyers, that math felt brutal. Then there were the cuts. The slim model shipped with just one speaker. People noticed immediately. The video sounded flatter. Games lost their impact. Calls were fine. Everything else felt like a compromise. A lot of people also argued that the A19 Pro felt like overkill. The chip was crazy powerful. But if the phone was missing an extra camera and stereo sound, the priorities felt mismatched. Here is the twist. Battery life was not the disaster some expected. In fact, endurance matched the iPhone 16 Pro from the year before. Not the Pro Max, the smaller Pro. Still, matching that in a much thinner body deserves real credit. So where does the iPhone Air 2 go from here? The leaks point to one main theme. Fix the pain points, keep the wow factor. The biggest expected upgrade is simple and huge, a second rear camera. Finally, reports point to an ultra-wide joining the main wide lens that instantly changes how people use the phone. Think about real life, group photos, tight rooms, travel shots. Ultra-wide coverage saves you. You stop stepping backward. You stop missing the moment. The sensor story sounds familiar too. The wide camera and ultra-wide may both use 48 megapixel class hardware. Expect the same general look you see on the regular flagship line. Crisp detail, strong dynamic range, cleaner night shots. Do not expect a serious telephoto zoom. This model still targets thinness first. If you want true optical reach, the Pro line remains the place to look. But having a wide plus and ultra-wide already removes the biggest complaint. Next, the audio fix, stereo speakers. This has been one of the loudest requests, and it makes sense. A thin phone can still sound big. Apple has done it before. Adding a second channel brings back depth and punch. Now for battery life. Early talk suggests the battery capacity itself may not jump much. Maybe a small bump. Think around 100 milliamp hours. Nothing dramatic. The real gains come from efficiency. The next chip generation matters here. The A20 family is expected to move to a 2-nanometer process, smaller transistors, better power control, less wasted energy. That translates into more screen time, even with similar capacity. Also watch the modem. The current iPhone Air uses a C1X communications chip, and it already performs well. The next step sounds like a C2 or C2X. The big promise is lower power draw during 5G activity. That is the silent battery killer on modern phones. Put those together. More efficient application processor, more efficient modem, maybe a small battery bump. Suddenly you can gain real hours, not minutes, hours. If the leaks are right, endurance could reach iPhone 17 Pro levels. Again, not the Pro Max, but matching the smaller Pro would be incredible for a super thin device with 2 cameras and stereo sound. Now the price. This is where things get spicy. The current number to beat is $999. Many fans want it lower. Some retailers have also discounted the first model heavily, suggesting demand did not fully meet expectations. But the sales story has another layer. Even with mixed reactions, the iPhone Air reportedly outperformed the older Plus class device that it replaced. That tells Apple something important. There is real interest in thin-first design. So Apple has two paths. Path 1 keeps the A20 Pro inside the next model. That justifies the premium branding, but it likely locks the price at $999 again. Path 2 uses the standard A20. That would cut costs. It would still feel fast for years, and it would fit the audience better. Most people do not need the Pro-tier silicon for daily use. There is also the memory rumor. The A20 class could bring 12 GB of RAM. That matters for heavy multitasking and future software features. If the non-Pro chip still ships with 12 GB, that closes the gap even more. If Apple goes with the standard processor and keeps the premium feel, a $100 price drop becomes realistic. An iPhone Air 2 at $899 would change the whole value conversation overnight. It would sit just above the regular iPhone 18. That base model would probably still win on pure battery size, but the thin model would offer that sleek body plus the new fixes. Dual cameras, stereo audio, strong efficiency. That package would sell. If Apple refuses to move on price, then the upgrades need to feel massive. The second camera and stereo speakers help a lot. Efficiency gains help too, but buyers always compare to the regular model. Now the launch date. This part matters for anyone waiting to upgrade. The chatter points away from September. The new plan suggests a 2027 release. The expected window sounds like March or April of 2027. That would place it alongside the regular iPhone 18 line updates, including an iPhone 18e, plus the new thin model refresh. This fits the bigger strategy. Apple appears to be moving toward two major phone cycles each year. September becomes the Pro and Premium showcase window. Spring becomes the broader refresh and category expansion window. That also lines up with the crowded fall slate. In the same general time frame, you could see the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the first foldable iPhone. Spreading launches reduces overlap and keeps attention high. Other brands already run staggered schedules. Samsung splits the S series, the series, and foldables across the year. Many Chinese brands launch constantly. Apple joining that rhythm makes business sense. So if you are holding out for the iPhone Air 2, prepare for a wait. The first iPhone Air would be roughly 18 to 20 months old by then. That gives Apple time to refine the formula and deliver a cleaner value report. Here is the big picture. The iPhone Air concept worked. People loved the thin build and premium feel. The complaints were focused and fixable. Missing ultra-wide lens, missing stereo sound, price pressure from the regular model. The leaks suggest Apple heard all of that. The second rear camera fixes versatility. Stereo speakers fix entertainment. New chips and modem efficiency fix endurance without thickening the body. The launch shift gives it breathing room. Now, the only remaining question is positioning. If Apple prices it right, the iPhone Air 2 becomes the default pick for anyone who wants a premium feel without the Pro bulk. If Apple prices it too high, comparisons will be brutal again. The iPhone Air 2 looks like Apple listened and adjusted fast. The thin design stays. The feature gaps close. The second rear camera and stereo speakers fix the biggest complaints. Efficiency gains from the A20 generation and the next modem should lift battery life. The only wildcard is price, and that choice will define everything. Drop your verdict in the comments. Would you pay $999 for the thinner design, or do you need that $899 price to jump in? Also tell me your top priority upgrade. So, that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.